and know that you will truly end up with your true twin flame if you continue doing the work and choosing that in your heart, because that is how you were created. You were created with them and for them and to be with them. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Twin Flames Universe, your guide to twin flames, eternal love, and spirituality. I am Kanisha. I am a certified Ascension Coach, and today's video and topic is going to be on why I'm grateful that I had manifested a false twin flame, but I would never do it again. So let's go ahead and jump into this, because I know that quite a few people have experienced and or are fearful of moving through a false twin flame experience, but I found it to be really a important and crucial part of my journey, and I'm very grateful that I had the experience and to be able to understand the contrast between a false twin flame and my true twin flame. I am in union with my true twin flame, and we are currently manifesting a home together and living together. And so this difference that I feel with my true twin flame versus having a false twin flame experience is pretty drastic. And so what I learned from a false twin flame was really all of the upsets and blocks that I really truly needed to heal to love. I didn't have to have that experience completely, at least, with my true twin flame. There were a lot of things that would have been really super just uncomfortable and not fun to have had to play out those patterns with my true twin flame. And so this is part of why I'm very grateful that I had a false, so that I can move through those upsets and really learn the lessons without having to create negative experiences. I don't know if that's the right word I want to use, but we're going to use that word, like negative experiences with my twin flame. And we were able to really come into union on a really solid foundation, because I had healed a lot of my deep fears and insecurities with a false. So what a false helped me do in my situation was really heal my codependency on seeking love and validation outside of myself. I found that anytime I wanted to spend time with my false twin flame and I wanted to just be able to be in their space, a lot of the times I was rejected in this space. And this really triggered me and required me to do my inner work and go into these places of truly loving myself and giving myself the validation and the reassurance and the attention that I was seeking from this false twin flame. When I truly healed that at the core, long and behold, this person dissolved and moved out of my space, because they were no longer getting the energy and getting high off my energy, because I was seeking something from them. And when you seek something from someone who is not your true twin flame, they get validation, they get high off that energy, and they feel needed, and they feel like they are ultimately important. And so they want to thrive off of that energy and take as much as they possibly can from you without really giving you anything back in return. And so it's really important that you are truly doing the inner work. I hear this a lot within true twin flame unions. Well, I'm giving to them, but they're not giving anything back, so they must be a false twin flame. Well, that could possibly be the case, but with a true twin flame, if you truly love yourself and you heal in that space and you give yourself all that you need, that you're ultimately trying to seek from them, you will find that they are going to give back to you in that space. Sometimes my twin flame gives back to me in unconditional love, and he also gives back to me by unconditionally loving me by giving me discipline. So there are times where I will be seeking something from him, and he will literally tell me, no, Kanisha, you can sit in that, you can sit with that, you can figure that out within yourself, and we can have a conversation about it later, but I'm not going to give that to you right now because I'm not your source. And I actually find that really attractive, and I really appreciate that he can have healthy boundaries with me and discipline me in that space, and ultimately tell me that he is not my source, and that I need to go to God for what I'm seeking. And when I do that, it feels so much better in my union. And then he'll come around and he'll love me the way that I desire to be loved, because I loved myself in that space first. So when you experience a false twin flame, you will give yourself all of the love, and they will be nowhere to be seen, because they got what they needed, and now you're in a space where you don't need anything from them, and so they're not going to show up. Having a false twin flame is not a bad thing. And it's not really a long-term thing either. It could actually be very quick and short because you healed the upset. And instead of sitting in the upset or moving or sitting in victimhood or thinking that you're doing something wrong or that you're not deserving and that these things are not going to unfold in the way that you hope they will, you will find that when you truly just heal the upset that this person is bringing up for you, they will either reveal themselves as your true twin flame, or they will reveal themselves as a false. And so it's really important that you release attachment to the outcome, that you release attachment to the person, and just continuously choose your true twin flame in your heart. This was something I had to really relax into, was choosing my true twin flame in my heart. I just continuously told God, I want the man that you have for me, the man that you created for me, the man that you created with me as my divine counterpart. That is what I choose, and that's what I desire. And when I really started choosing that and claiming that, everyone who I was exploring or went on a date with or thought maybe that could possibly be my twin flame, they all just were kidnapped. Ultimately, they just disappeared and just dissolved out of my life. And my true twin flame was the only one in my space who was still showing up. Now, I did have to move through some feelings about my true twin flame and thinking he was a false as well, because ultimately he was mirroring to me all of these places where I was choosing ego. And I remember going through the book Twin Flames Finding Your Ultimate Lover, one of my absolute favorite books. I'm in this book all the time. There's 8 signs in this book of or maybe 9 signs, 9 signs of a false twin flame. And I remember going through it with my coach and being like, he's a false. Yep, he's a false. Yep, he does this too, and he does this too. And by the time I was done, I was like, see, he is a false. And my coach, bless her heart, was like, I invite you to still keep moving through your feelings around this. She's like, because what he might be doing is showing you where you're actually showing up falsely for yourself. You're not actually showing up for yourself. You may think you're showing up for yourself, but really you're playing out the same patterns and the same beliefs and the same thought processes, and you're not actually truly changing at the core. I could feel in my heart that there was some truth to that, and I had to humble myself and really choose to do the inner work in this space. So what I did was I let go of attachment to who I thought my twin flame was. I really looked at my patterns and my beliefs and how I was showing up. I recognized there was truth in what she said. I chose to change and heal in those spaces, and long and behold, he came back around, and he had also shifted and changed as much as I did. And we had a really beautiful conversation and both recognized that there was definitely a spiritual and much deeper connection between the two of us than either one of us wanted to admit. So I invite you to really let go of this fear about maybe possibly having to move through a false twin flame. And that is to really just take in the lessons that they're bringing for you, because a false twin flame ultimately is here to help hand you over to your true twin flame. And they're here to help you move and heal through any upsets that are in your consciousness that are no longer in alignment with love. And when you can honor the fact that a false twin flame is ultimately unconditionally loving you by showing you these things, and when their time within your life after you've healed the upset is over, they will naturally dissolve and they will find their way to their true twin flame. So you don't have to attach to who you believe your twin flame is. All you have to do is do the inner work. And you just need to know that the inner work is working. And by truly loving yourself and healing your blocks to love, you are naturally attracting your twin flame. And this was something that I had to really allow myself to just receive, was that even though I was experiencing a false twin flame, at one point, my true twin flame was literally sitting next to me. And I remember just feeling so upset about this experience of my false twin flame. Like, when am I going to ever be with my true twin flame? And he was literally sitting next to me at dinner. We had mutual friends. And I remember it being my birthday, and this person that I thought was my true twin flame, I was like, God, I desire that my true twin flame will want to like buy me a birthday dinner and just spend time with me on my birthday. And My false was nowhere to be found. But my true twin flame ended up messaging us in a group chat, and he was like, "Hey, Kanisha, it's your birthday, isn't it?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "We should all go out to dinner. Are you doing anything?" And I was like, "No." And he's like, "Let's go out to dinner. Let's celebrate." And I was like, "Absolutely." So I did, hoping that it would help me get over this heartbreak that I was dealing with my false twin flame, who I didn't really know was a false at the time. And long and behold, my true twin flame and I sat right next to each other, and he bought me my birthday dinner. And I remember saying to God, "See, how hard was that? Like, but why couldn't that be with my true twin flame?" When long and behold, it was my true twin flame. So know that even though you may not be able to see your true twin flame right now, and that you're healing into that space, that person who is your false twin flame, if that's what you're experiencing, is there to love you completely by helping you love yourself and looking at all of the blocks that are out of alignment with love. Don't let the fear of a false twin flame keep you from pursuing your inner work and moving towards your true love and really embodying who you're meant to be as a divine being and as your true authentic self. Because ultimately, when you do this work, you're going to receive everything that you desire, and that everything that's in alignment with your highest good and with love. I know this video is going to be helpful for you. If you need support and more guidance on your twin flame journey, definitely check out twinflamesuniverse.com. There are Ascension coaches who are here to help you, and I guarantee the majority of them have moved through a false twin flame experience as well, and can help guide you not only through this work, but share a little bit about their experience with you as well. And know that you will truly end up with your true twin flame if you continue doing the work and choosing that in your heart, because that is how you were created. You were created with them and for them and to be with them. So I hope you have a beautiful day. Don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you soon.